Alright, so trade deadline season is in full force. Woj today reported that the Indiana Pacers were sending Caris LeVert, a 2022 second round pick via Miami, to Cleveland for Ricky Rubio, their lottery protected first round pick this year, a 2022 second round pick via Houston, and a 2027 second round pick via Utah. So we had the Norman Powell trade on Friday. Now we have the Caris LeVert trade. All right, so here are the full trade details as I go into it for both teams. So I'll start off with the Pacers side of things. I guess this is probably the value they wanted for LeVert. I think it came out a little bit ago that they wanted 2 first-round picks, and that was not happening. And I was under the impression this whole time that I thought Caris LeVert was an expiring contract, but he's got next year under control and goes up a little bit more to like $18.2 million. And for the Pacers, I guess they didn't really, this is probably the start of them at least moving Miles Turner, TJ Warren, Domantas Sabonis. I would say at least 2 out of those 3 guys, and then possibly with a Brogdon trade in the offseason, because he signed that extension this year, so he can't be moved until the offseason, but that might happen as well. I'm sure there's going to be a big market for Malcolm Brogdon. And them trading LeVert, who's one of the younger ones out of those guys, and not younger than Sabonis. I believe Sabonis was 2016. LeVert, no, I think he was a 2016 draft, but he was a little bit older coming out of Michigan, I think. I could be wrong. But either way, the Pacers starting their selling deadline that we all expected. Woj even kind of reported after that this is the start of their pretty active deadline with Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis actively in trade talks. You don't get a young player back in this trade. You get Ricky Rubio, which is basically the matching salary, and then you get a first-round pick as the main asset, and I think this is pretty good value. We don't know the full protections on it, I believe, if it's going to convey down the line, but you know what? The Cavs, they're in good position right now to be a non-play-in tournament team. They are currently, I believe, the 6th at the moment. No, they've jumped up to the 4th seed. So yeah, there are 3 games above the 7th seed. And as a Pacers fan, I mean, ideal situation for them is probably to end up as the 8th or 7th seed and win throughout the gauntlet, or the 9th or 10th seed and win the play-in tournament gauntlet, to just have a better pick, so it's more 16 and 17 or even 15 instead of it being kind of low 20s, which it could be if the Cavs hit as high as the 3 seed this year, which could definitely happen. So if you're trading Caris LeVert for the 21st pick, I think I'd rather have pick 21. I don't think Caris LeVert is going to make the Cavs a championship contending team, but I think desperately needed that second shot creator, or just that shot creator in general, next to Darius Garland. I like the size of Caris LeVert. There was some CJ McCollum talks, but I think it was better getting Caris LeVert. So you get a first-round pick, you swap, or you get 2 seconds for 1 second. I mean, that Houston pick in the second round is actually going to be pretty good value. That is going to be in the 30s, which is really good. That is just basically a very late first-round pick. That Jazz pick in 2027, I have no idea what that's going to be like. That's in 5 years from now. But yeah, you're basically swapping that Miami pick for that Houston pick. That's good. And yeah, I guess there wasn't really a big market for LeVert. You weren't going to get a young player in return. I'm surprised if they wanted to get Dylan Windler would be in this trade. I'm trying to think what else Indiana could have wanted, because the salaries match up perfectly. Lamar Stevens. I don't know, not Lamar Stevens, but yeah, I guess this is pretty much their market. And I mean, I love this trade for the Cavs. I think we could talk about this one a little bit more. And I think there was some very good options for the Cavs. Like I said, I think CJ McCollum would have been too much. So going after either Eric Gordon, Caris LeVert made a lot of sense. I was talking about maybe Alec Burks of the New York Knicks. We'll see if they still have another trade in mind at the deadline. They still have that Sexton $7 million deal. Maybe package that with Jetty Osman. They could get something of value, because some team could very value the bird rights of Colin Sexton. I don't know if that's maybe a team like the New York Knicks, if you were to do Burks or Sexton and the Knicks don't, but probably not. I'm just I want the Knicks to make that trade, but I'm not saying something like that. Maybe use that Sexton, I don't know, contract to get, not Kenrich Williams. I don't know. It's hard to really value Sexton's pretty much where his trade value, because I don't think the Cavs are going to re-sign him in the offseason. I think they're going to roll in with LeVert and Garland as the back. Obviously Garland, but roll in LeVert as that 2 next year. I don't think they want to pay Sexton coming off the injury. I don't think he takes the qualifying offer, but I'm sure a team out there would give him a 1-year, $15 million prove-it deal. I'm sure a team out there if the Knicks had cap space, I feel like they would. Maybe the Blazers or the Thunder, the Spurs, a team with cap space would give Sexton a multi-year deal, and that's why the Cavs are holding on to Sexton for that sign-and trade. Try to get that Lonzo Ball, Devontae Graham value in the offseason, at least get something in return. But hey, you could trade for him right now if you're really trying to make a playoff push, which I think is possible. You have arguably one of the best front courts in the league right now with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And Jared Allen, this is his second year in Cleveland. He's 23, and Mobley's a freaking rookie. Just like think about how good this front court's going to be in 2 years, looking at how good they are already. So, I think they'll. I think they could be in for another trade, Cleveland, and I think that could be involving Sexton, or that could be involving, Jetty Osman's contract. I think Kevin Love will be too hard to move, but I think, I don't know if a team wants to pay 3 years of Jetty. I don't know. Not really sure, but yeah, I was going to think of, maybe Lamar Stevens or Dylan Windler could have been, a throw-in in this trade. But yeah, I love this trade for the Cavs. I think this is going to be the start of the Pacers deadline. Over on the main channel tomorrow, I will have a Caris LeVert Cleveland Cavaliers rebuild. I will not be doing a new look Pacers rebuild, as I was losing my voice right there, because I think we will see Warren, at least I think Miles Turner is given to be traded. I would have loved to see Sabonis traded. I think there's some teams that should really make good offers for him. Celtics probably starting at the bottom, but I think if you're offering Time Lord picks, I don't know, or Marcus Smart, but I know that the Pacers I think want more than what Vucevic got. So Thunder, Poku, maybe they want they like Trey Mann, and one of or three of your 30 first round picks. I'm sure the Pacers would love to draft capital there. Memphis, trying to make a play. Would you give up Zaire Williams, Steven Adams, and maybe that Lakers or Jazz first? Possibly. I don't know what Sabonis is going to go for. And if I'm the Pacers, I don't know. I don't think I would trade Sabonis. I would continue to build around him, but definitely move on from Turner, move on from LeVert as they just did. Move on from TJ Warren if you can get something for him. Maybe Dallas would give something up, some team that could use some offense, maybe New Orleans. And then you see what you could trade Brogdon for in the offseason as well, because Sabonis is still very young. Does it have ages here? He does. 25 years old on one of the best contracts in the league, and he's under control for 2 more years, so you don't have to extend him yet. I don't know. So I think there should be plenty of teams going after Sabonis. Memphis, and I think OKC, because OKC, how long are they going to accumulate all these draft picks? Why not you go after Sabonis, the team that drafted, or they drafted Sabonis, and then he was in the Paul George trade, and you get him. And then maybe this entices a star to come down and join OKC, because you already have Sabonis and Shea and Dort and Giddey. And Shea, Giddey, and Dort have been playing so well this year. So you kind of have your 1, 2, and 3 of the future. You need that front court kind of figured out. Baisley hasn't been an answer. Poku, for the long term, you trade out of the Şengün pick. Go out, get Domantas Sabonis. You have the draft capital. You have a surplus of guards if they were very interested in Trey Mann. If you're Memphis, you could realistically win the finals this year. 100%. They have an identity, and I think Bill Simmons said it on this podcast. Remember a couple years ago where the Celtics had Brown and Tatum. We knew they were 2 studs, kind of like Ja and Triple J, and Bane. And they were always in the Butler rumors and the Paul George rumors, Kawhi, but they never really wanted to give up all of that, right? But now look where it got them. In hindsight, they probably would have, because you don't know what could happen down the line. Kyrie didn't work out, but Sabonis is probably somebody that would re-sign in Memphis, I think. So I think you make that play, and I think Sabonis is a great addition. You have Sabonis and Triple J in the front court. And Triple J's, I think, good enough as a floor spacer where we could put Sabonis at the 5. Sabonis is probably good enough rebounder where he could be the 5. And I don't know. In Taylor Jenkins' offense, I think it would work. So let me know what you guys think of this down below. I'm sure I'll be making another Pacers trade reaction video later this week. I will be live streaming on the main channel Thursday, probably starting at 1, and I'll go until 3, or 1:30, and I'll go until 3. Probably start at 1. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. Like I said, I'll have a Caris LeVert Cavs rebuild out on the main channel tomorrow. I uploaded the Norman Powell Clippers today. Had the Dumpster Fire Blazers yesterday. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Love y'all. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.